Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again on a brief talk on a subject that is impacting everyone's life nowadays a lot. Right? It's not that it has not been before, but in recent years we are seeing that that is increasing manifold. I have spoken about this subject before also, and I'm talking about the 7 chakras and the role of the chakras in our well-being, and then also the imbalances. So today I'm going to focus on that, how we can keep these chakras balanced and how we can protect if there are some imbalances. In that relation, in our Ayurvedic concept and the Vedic principles, very elaborately it has been defined that what these 7 chakras are and how they impact our life in day-to-day's way we live. If we go on a more spiritual aspect, because that's where this role of chakra has been advised in our Vedic philosophy and other texts, is that these chakras are actually impression of the higher realms chakras, right? And it's like an image of sun in the water. And then from water, when that image goes on the wall, that is where these chakras are impacting in our body. But they still have so much powerful impact, even they are the images and the images part on a third level. But one we need to understand, first of all, why these imbalances come up. And as you might have seen nowadays, many people try to look towards chakras and working on opening their chakras. Now, whether you call it as a Kundalini yoga or some other ways, what are becoming more and more common and prevalent around in our society. And not that everyone is doing with a wrong intent, but question is, are we doing right thing? Are we preparing ourselves in a correct way first before we look into those chakras? That is where Ayurveda talk about that each chakra has specific role. Their impact on a physical, mental and emotional levels. And if that is not being assessed, that is not being observed, that is not being looked at on a regular basis, whatever practices we use can impact in a wrong way. And the outcome can be a bit negative for the individual. So that first part we need to be very clear, that what can be done if there are certain imbalances has happened, or if I have started performing various kind of practices to open my chakra. So on those lines, in Ayurveda, there has been very precise procedure advice that how to keep your chakras balanced. And one of the most profound technique is what we call as a our chakra sparsha vibrational healing massage, which is performed by special combination of gemstones, ashes and special other precious metal ashes which are made according to Ayurvedic principle. And these formulations relate from our gold bhasma, silver bhasma, Vikrant bhasma, Hirik bhasma. Hirik is the diamond part. Then we have Moti Pishti, Praval Pishti, Akik Pishti and Mica Pishti, Mica Bhasam also. Then we have Swaran Vang. These are all various very precious our metals, oxidized ashes, which are prepared in specific combination to make the specific formulations for each chakra, and those then can be applied in the impressions of those chakra in our body in a clockwise, mixing within our homemade pure ghee, right? And when this special professional massage is done, that process is a bit more and more complex, but those precious stones can, or those formulations can also be used by individual if they are able to assess that I have certain imbalances which can relate with those chakras. Because when you apply that mix formulation on those specific chakra in a regular time frame, what that does is that will help to protect the impact, the negative impact which get caused by the imbalances in that sphere of a chakra. So it's like again, as we talk about, this is something you can't measure in your body, and that's what we talk about, all these non-physical aspects impacting, right, and how they impact our self at every level is what has been observed and taught by these ancient sages, and they have a huge impact in our today's life, because the way our lifestyle is nowadays going, more and more erratic lifestyle, especially the lifestyle which is leading us to more and more with the Rajasic and Tamasic component, which is again one of the most powerful component in Ayurvedic psychology. And in that respect, when we live a Rajasic and Tamasic life and then trying to perform on a most profound component which is impacting our body, means about these 7 chakras, we can understand what the outcome will be for that individual. It is not that balancing these chakra or working on these chakra has not been advised in the past or has not been practiced by people in the past. All yogis and those saints follow that process. But for that, first thing what they have advised us, how to purify yourself. But our problem is we are looking for always shortcuts. We never try to see that whether my foundation is there to work on those levels or not. We think that these are the courses which we can learn. These are not the courses which you can go to an institute and learn. These are the way you structure your life. If your journey is on that path and you are trying to live your life now with that objective, and you feel by working on my chakras I can work on my deep-seated emotions, suppressed emotions, those which are impacting my life, and they have very powerful impact. And once that balance is worked out and achieved, it will be the most long-lasting one. And that is why in Ayurveda, along with our other procedures and methods and the treatment, what has been advised by our ancient sages, chakra balancing part again is a very profound one. So on those basis, the way, as I shared before, what we are seeing around, especially with our young generation and those who are into yoga, and yoga is one of the most powerful, again, a practice not only by just incorporating your physical asanas, which is again and again always have been talked about, is just one component of our yoga, but when you look at the bigger picture, and then you can see how yoga can help in your spiritual journey also. That's what the ultimate goal is, and that's the reason of these 7 chakras role is very emphasis in this philosophy too. But question here is, do I need to look at myself first, that whether my groundwork has been done or not? And if not, I'm bound to suffer. And that's where all these chakras imbalances has been talked about. Each of our various texts in our psychology and counseling talk about these 7 chakras and their imbalances, how you can analyze yourself that whether those are in balance or not, and if the impact is coming up, how you can protect yourself and prevent that. On that basis, these 7 chakras, gem and precious stones and metals, ashes, formulations are the most effective remedies. So I have introduced them again now, right? By preparing them, they come up in this sort of pack, and I can show you how we have these 2 grams pack done in a small these container for each of these various chakras, right? So these formulations are now available through the Surya Ayurveda. We done that many years before in our courses when we done the Ayurvedic vibrational healing chakra sparsha massage course, right? But after that we have not run. That's why we're not having many practitioners performing this treatment. But we will be soon introducing that part too. Only problem is that to have a practitioner eligible to perform those treatment, there is a specific parameter we have to follow as a teacher, because we can't just teach it to anyone. That students' own lifestyle and the way they live while performing or while they are trying to make it as a part of their treatment, their own lifestyle need to be very stable, because when you are performing this treatment on someone, right, it can have an impact on the client, but at the same time it can have an impact on you too. So that's why we stop it running that course, because we feel that even though many students were coming to do the workshop and making a commitment at the initial stages, that we will abide by those rules or principles. But what we have seen is it has not been the case with everyone. And then the impact also come on the teacher, that if your students are not really abiding by that principle, because it's in a subtle energy impact. It's not a physical thing that I have given you Brahmi or Ashwagandha and that's fine, how you use it, it does not impact on me. But this part of subtle healing has that level of impact. That's why it has to be very, very careful how we perform or how we do the treatment. But on that basis, what I have now come up, that whoever has some imbalances, and once they are able to identify that these chakras are in an imbalanced stage, right, they can use these mixing with the ghee themselves on the impression of those chakras in our body, and help themselves to protect themselves on a regular basis to use it. So that's why these 7 chakra balancing formulations are now available on our Surya Ayurveda's website online shop. Anyone who feel that yes, I would like to, I hope that not someone require ever means, but because we always advise everyone to keep your life in a much more balanced state, but still due to one reason or the other sometime problems can happen. So along with the other kind of regimes or various other technique, I have noticed that this is one of the most profound formulation which has a better impact on the chakra balancing than the other treatment. So I thought let's share with all of you that what these formulations are, right? And now because they are available on our Surya Ayurveda website, which again recently has been redesigned and totally modified to give a better experience to all who have been supporting Surya Ayurveda for in the previous years, and we expect their support all the time in the future also. And at some stage I will also share with you about the 9 TGA approved Ayurvedic preparations, and that also is the first time that such complex formulations has come up for all the practitioners, so that they can help their client in a much more better and confident way of using the formulation. And also Surya provide other specific products, and some products are quite unique, and we have also skincare range. But let's focus on this Chakra Sparsha formulations what we are introducing now, and hope if someone has that imbalances they can utilize it and see the better outcome. Thanks everyone.